Assalamualaikum and good afternoon everyone. Welcome to our FAR channel. Today I'm gonna be your host. My name is Fatina Jiha binti Ahmad Hafiz, and we will be discuss about the news about the emerging technologies in accounting regarding the cloud computing and big data and how it gives impact to the accounting profession and practices. But first, let me give a brief about the background of both technologies, where the first is big data. Big data, it refers to a massive and complex data sets that traditional accounting software might struggle to handle. It allows the accountants to analyze vast amounts of financial data from various sources, including sales figure, customer transaction, and market trends. With the help of it, the accountants are able to gain a deeper insight of the client's businesses to make more informed decisions on improvement. Next is the cloud computing. Cloud computing in simple terms is the use of internet-based software to perform your accounting task. It delivers computing services like servers, storage, databases, networking, and others over the internet, the cloud, to offer faster innovation, flexible resources, and economies of scale. Small business can store and access accounting system, reports, financial document from the company computer and anywhere as long as you have an internet connection. On top of that, it has three main services where each of them deliver different services. The first one is called Infrastructure as a Services, called IaaS. The second one is Platform as a Service, PaaS, and the third is Serverless and Software as a Service, SaaS. For more information, let's take a look on this short video to have a better understanding.
Next, let's have a look at the service models. There are three major service models available: IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Compared to on-premise models, where you'll need to manage and maintain every component, including applications, data, virtualization, and middleware, cloud computing service models are hassle-free. IaaS refers to infrastructure as a service. It is a cloud service model where users get access to basic computing infrastructure. They are commonly used by IT administrators. If your organization requires resources like storage or virtual machines, IaaS is the model for you. You'll only have to manage the data, runtime, middleware, applications, and the OS, while the rest is handled by the cloud providers. Next, we have PaaS. PaaS, or Platform as a Service, provides cloud platforms and runtime environments for developing, testing, and managing applications. This service model enables users to deploy applications without the need to acquire, manage, and maintain the related architecture. If your organization is in need of a platform for creating software applications, PaaS is the model for you. PaaS only requires you to handle the applications and the data. The rest of the components like runtime, middleware, operating systems, servers, storage, and others are handled by the cloud service providers. And finally, we have SaaS. SaaS, or Software as a Service, involves cloud services for hosting and managing your software applications. Software and hardware requirements are satisfied by the vendors, so you don't have to manage any of those aspects of the solution. If you'd rather not worry about the hassles of owning any IT equipment, the SaaS model would be the one to go with. With SaaS, the cloud service provider handles all components of the solution required by the organization.
Now, we have done with the definition of both software technologies. Let's move on with their development, the origin of these softwares. The big data can be traced back to the 1960s, the early days of computers, when the computer were first introduced for data processing. During the time the late 1970s and 80s, there was a rise in personal computers and accounting software that contributed to more financial data, though there was a limit in utilizing the full potential in their processing power and storage. It was not until the 1990s and early 2000s that the term big data was created, and there's a growing volume, variety, and velocity of data being generated by various sources. Due to the emergence of the internet and digital devices, it led to a massive increase in the amount of data being generated and collected, thus creating demand for hard drives. On the 2000 onwards, Over the next decade, the big data technologies continued to evolve with the development of data analytics software and databases. They help accountants to be able to efficiently analyze and use big data for financial insights and opportunities for innovation. Hence, the big data aim to develop methods for storing, analyzing, extracting insights from large and complex datasets which the traditional software cannot be managed. It also for the accountants to be able to gain a deeper insight of their clients' businesses to make more informed decisions, ultimately leading to improved financial forecasting, enhanced risk management, and more accurate financial reporting. The concept of cloud computing as a platform for distributed computing traces its roots back to 1990s and is emerged with the development of application service providers called ASP. In 1999, it is believed that the first cloud computing software was NetLedger, which is now known as NetSuite, and this was launched in 1999 shortly before the Salesforce.com. The software packages were aimed for larger organizations that had multiple locations around the world, which with the usage of the cloud computing, it enabled them to have access and share financial data centrally. This continued on in the early 2000s, where they started to adopt the software, though in a slow-paced situation due to their concern on the security and internet reliability. However, in the mid-2000s, after the rise of affordable internet broadband, the software also rose, and by this time, there were a few companies like Xero joined the market by offering a user-friendly and also affordable software to the SMEs. Hence, the cloud computing, they aim to make the software become accessible from anywhere, anytime, on any device, as long as with an internet connection. It is able to facilitate remote work, collaboration, improve scalability for all businesses. Now, we have known a little bit about what is all about cloud computing and big data, and where does this software come from. Next, let us go into more detail about it, where we will discuss the challenges occurring in the development of both technologies, especially to the accounting profession, and how it gives impact on their practices. To continue our topic, we will have an insightful discussion on the evolving landscape of accounting in the age of big data and cloud computing. Joining us are Ms. Nur Izati, an experienced accountant, and Mr. Jahmi, a tech engineer specializing in cloud computing. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Glad to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
Well, Ms. Izati, let's start with you. Big data and cloud computing are revolutionizing many industries, including accounting. How are these technologies changing traditional accounting roles?
Well, big data and cloud computing are indeed transforming accounting in significant ways. They are automating routine process like data registration, asset valuation, and cost analysis. This means that tasks which traditionally took up a lot of time can now be done more quickly and accurately, allowing accountants to focus more on strategic goals such as financial forecast, budgeting, and decision making.
That sounds like a substantial shift in focus. However, I understand that the adoption of these technologies has been slow in the accounting field. Why do you think that is?
One of the main reasons is the traditionally static nature of accounting principle. There is a certain resistance to change because the principle and practice in accounting have been well established over the years. Additionally, there is a lack of relevant skills among accounting professionals. Many are not familiar with these new technologies, which creates a barrier to their adoption.
I see. What can be done then to overcome this barrier and encourage the adoption of these technologies?
Um, Maybe by enhanced training programs are essential. We need continuous professional development, to keep accounting professionals updated with the latest technologies. This can be achieved through ongoing trainings, certification programs, workshops, and seminars led by industry experts. Uh, such, initiative, such initiative will help accountants become more comfortable and proficient with big data and cloud computing, ultimately accelerating their adoption.
I see, that's an excellent point. Now, you also mentioned the changing skill set demands. What challenges does this present for the accounting profession?
The rapid digitization in accounting demand a new shift in skill set. Accountants need to develop new skills in big data analytics, cloud computing, and even artificial intelligence, AI, and blockchain technology. This is crucial because these tools not only help in automating routine tasks but also enhance the speed, quality, and accuracy of data, allowing accountants to focus more on critical and creative tasks. Continuous learning is key here to keep up with this advancement.
Absolutely. Mr. Shahmi, let's bring you into the conversation. From a tech perspective, what are the key challenges related to the adoption of big data and cloud computing in financial institutions?
So one of the biggest challenges is data security and privacy. Financial institutions handle large volumes of sensitive data, and as they adopt cloud computing and new data handling techniques, the risk of data breaches increases. So ensuring that data is securely stored and processed is crucial. We need robust security measures and strict compliance with regulatory requirements to protect this data.
Data security and privacy are indeed critical concerns. How should financial institutions address these issues then?
So, financial institutions can address this issue by developing a secure big data ecosystem. This involves implementing advanced encryption, regular security audits, and continuous monitoring of data access and transactions. Institutions should also update their accounting standards to reflect the new data handling technologies, ensuring they are compliant with legal requirements and protect consumer data.
Well, that's a significant challenge. What role does regulation play in ensuring data security and privacy?
So, regulation plays a vital role. It provides a framework for ensuring that data handling practices meet legal and ethical standards. This is particularly important for cross border transactions, where different jurisdictions have varying requirements. Financial institutions must stay updated on these regulations and ensure that their data handling techniques comply with them to avoid legal issues and protect consumer privacy.
Well, it sounds like there's a lot of complexity involved. Well, Miss Izzati, how do you see these regulatory aspects affecting the accounting profession?
In my view, regulation will necessitate changes in accounting practice, particularly in how data is managed and reported. Accountants will need to stay informed about regulatory changes and ensure that their practice align with the latest standard. This adds another layer of responsibility as they must balance the adoption of new technologies with compliance requirements to maintain data integrity and privacy.
I see. It is clear that both the technical and regulatory landscapes are evolving rapidly. Mr. Shahmi, any final thoughts on the importance of data security in this new era?
So, data security is paramount. As we embrace new technologies like big data and cloud computing, we must prioritize the protection of sensitive information. Financial institutions need to invest in robust security measures and ensure their staff are trained in best practices for data security. This will help build trust with consumers and safeguard against potential breaches.
Thank you, Mr. Shahmi. And Ms. Izzati, any final words on the future of accounting in light of these changes?
I believe that with the right training and a willingness to embrace new technologies, the accounting profession can not only adapt to these changes but thrive. By leveraging big data and cloud computing, accountants can provide more value to the client and take on more strategic roles in their organization.
I see. Thank you both for your insights. It has been a fascinating discussion on the intersection of technology and accounting. That's all for tonight's show. Stay tuned for more on finance today as we continue to explore the future of finance and technology. Thank you and have a good day, everyone. Now we have moved to our conclusion. To conclude our topic of the presentation, it is known that the both cloud computing and big data technologies have a massive impact on the accounting profession, where they have now moved from the traditional method to the advanced method, where most of all the tasks have been automated by the technology. This helps the accountant to have more time involving tasks like critical thinking, making decisions, and consulting advice to the client for more some innovation and improvement, since these tasks can only be conducted by humans. However, with such a big advantage, it also carries challenges with them, where it is needed for an accountant to learn IT skills, security issues, and more. But with the recommendations suggested by our interviewer, the risk could be mitigated and give sustainability to the users. Next, we move to the next part.
According to the interview session, there are two theories that can be related to the topic of cloud computing and big data. My friend Shami and I will explain about it. The first theory that can be related is agency theory. It was primarily articulated in 1976 and examines the relationship between principal, which is the shareholder, and agents, the manager, where the principal delegate the decision-making authority to the agents. The theory addressed problems like information asymmetry and conflict of interest that arise from this delegation. Why it is relevant in the context of big data and cloud computing? Let's see. In big data, one of the central issues in agency theory is information asymmetry. What is information asymmetry? Information asymmetry is where agents have more information than principal, leading to the potential conflict of interest and inefficiency. Big data analytics can reduce this symmetry by providing comprehensive, real-time data that enhance transparency and monitor. Principal can use big data to closely monitor the performance, financial transaction, and other critical aspects of the organization, ensuring that agents act in the principal's best interest. For cloud computing, it facilitates easy access to the up-to-date financial information, further reduce information asymmetry between principal and agents. With cloud-based system, financial data is stored in a centralized, accessible manner, hence allow the principal to obtain relevant information without relying solely on the agent's report.
Okay, for the second theory that can be related to the topic of cloud computing and big data is the diffusion of innovations theory. So this theory is developed by Everett Rogers. It explains how new ideas, technologies, or practices spread through a social system over time. From these theories, it identifies five key factors that influence the adoption of innovations. First one is relative advantage. It is the degree to which an innovation is perceived as better than existing practice. The second one is compatibility. It is the extent to which an innovation is consistent with existing values, experiences, and needs of potential adopters. The third one is complexity. The perceived difficulty of understanding and using an innovation. The fourth one is triability. the degree to which an innovation can be experimented with on a limited basis, and the fifth one is observability, the visibility of the results of an innovation to others. So, from the interview just now, it is highlighted that the slow adoption of big data and analytics technologies in accounting and finance is one of the main issues. So, it is possibly due to the generally unchangeable principles of accounting. This resistance to change can be explained by the diffusion of innovations theory, which suggests that the perceived complexity and lack of compatibility with existing practices may hinder the adoption of these new technologies. Hence, to overcome this resistance, accounting and finance professionals need to acquire IT knowledge to utilize big data and analytics effectively by emphasizing the relative advantage and observability of the benefits of these technologies, such as reduced manual work and enhanced strategic decision making. The adoption process can be accelerated. So that is all from our group. Thank you.